everyone. Thanks for joining me this morning with Check It Out with Carmella-T. So I want to show you what I made out of the penny or the yo-yos that I told you I was going to make. I'm going to stand up. This is a heart mat. Okay, and look at this is the back. And it's in the shape of a heart, just like the yo-yos. And I have to tell you, I did a lot of research and I came up with sewing these on my way. I call it my way. There might be somebody out there who's done it. I can't believe there isn't someone out there who has done what I just did. Anyway, what I just did was I placed all my yo-yos or pennies, as you want to call them, on the shape of backing. I gave it backing. You don't have to, and you can do this method of stitching without this backing. So what I did was simple tie knots, tying like you tie a quilt the old-fashioned way. That's what I did. This is how I made this, and I'm gonna put this down so you can see it a little more close up. Now these ties I have overlapped. You can see I overlapped the pennies or the yo-yos just a bit. So if I don't want a backing, I can still use this method. And I love it because for me, I was hemming and hawing and look, because the traditional way to connect your pennies is put them back to back or front to front, whatever you want, and whip stitch the edge. So, look, I've tried that in the past and I've done it. It's very difficult for me for some reason to eye where the needle is going to go and to have it be nice and neat. I really have an issue with that. Some people go inside and just kind of do a running stitch, and that's a nice way to do it too. Now for me, I was playing around a little bit with sashiko stitching straight through, and I took it apart because I didn't like the look of it. But this tying, and look how secure. I mean, seriously, this is very secure and it looks nice. I could put a backing on top of this backing, and I could play around with this backing a little bit more and give it a little bit better hem. As it is, I'm most likely going to do a whip stitch or blanket stitch around the edge here. But this is absolutely adorable. I love it. So now when I do the quilt for the welcome blanket project, as you know, I did the Boro Sashiko blanket. I'm going to do a yo-yo quilt or penny quilt for that project. And this is how I'm going to stitch them together, and I'll bring you along. I actually have that just about complete, ready to lay out all of the pennies. But I have the backing already for that. And I was just struggling really with the stitching. So I did this small project. Now this measures, I think it's 14. Here we go. This measures about 14 and a half, and then the length is about 11. So this is an adorable centerpiece. And I'm going to do a still picture right at the end here to show you it on the table. So thank you for joining, and in the next clip I will show you how to make a penny. Okay, thank you. Okay, so you see what I'm doing? Going all the way around, sewing, and I'm folding the fabric inside less than 1/8 of an inch. You don't have to go too far, just enough to so that your raw edge is no longer raw, but it's nice fold. And when you get this far, I pull as I go along. You can see the penny forming. So when you get to this stage, be very diligent as you can in continuing to fold the fabric. You want to continue to fold that because it's very easy to kind of lose your orientation here and kind of fold that whole thing in. So stay folding your edges straight to the end and pulling it, and it will get a little tighter. You will get used to this though. It will get a little tighter towards the end, and you're having to really focus a little bit more there. But as you do more and more of these, it gets easier and easier. And just keep putting it down like I'm doing and making sure that you have your shape and fold it right to the end. Keep folding and stitching and folding. And when you get to the end, pull the needle through a few that you started with actually and already gathered, and then you're done. And you'll know you're done because there will be no fabric sticking up, or it'll be nice and neat. Excuse me, nice and neat. So now you got that far. So now what you're going to do is find a nice fold to bring it inside. You want to go inside. Oops. And the stitch won't show. And what you're going to do here is very simply here, I'll put this down, is make a knot. I make a couple, because then what you're going to do is go inside the penny. You're going to go inside and see, you'll see the needle come out, see, and pull the needle out. That way you're pulling your thread in, so it's inside and it's hidden. And then just pull this up, pull your thread up and clip it. And then it hides inside the penny or the yo-yo. And there you go. Okay, so this is the heart that I laid out with the yo-yos or the pennies, and it's small. It's about 14 inches across and about 11 inches in length. So it's a nice size to put on the door. I actually like this very much. I was trying to make it larger, and I like this size very much. I may make more of these. So now you notice here I kind of overlapped a little bit just because I was staying with the shape of the heart. So that's okay. I've looked at many projects where they are placing the yo-yos or the pennies in different styles, different ways, and I mean lots of different ways, between even stacking these to make dolls. Maybe some of you have seen that. But so now I need to decide, do I want to do a whip stitch or do I want to put the needle through the fabric so it's like a running stitch or a sashiko stitch? So I'm going to decide that, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I am pinning these into place because that will make it just so much easier going and working the knots. I love the shape of this, and I really don't want to lose the effect that I've created here, because some of these overlap just a tiny bit and some don't. So I want to keep the ones that I'm overlapping a tiny bit right in their place. So I'm going to go ahead and pin all of it. Hi everyone. Okay, I want to show you how to make the tie knot, or at least the one that I'm using. So I'm doubling up the thread, any thread that you're using. I'm using a cotton thread. I'm using a wide-eyed needle. And when I thread it, I'm keeping it double, but I'm keeping a short part up here because when I pull it through, I want to be able to get that part easily. So I'm going to put this down so you can see. And let's see, we'll pick this here. So I'm going straight through the backing on this because I'm leaving the backing on this heart. And I'm just going like this, straight through. So when I come through, I'm going to take my needle off. I'm keeping it doubled because I really truly love the double string effect or double thread effect. So I tie it once like that, and then I'm going to go the opposite direction in tying it because that creates a beautiful knot. And then I'm just going to clip, and there's my tie knot. And I'm doing that all through the heart, and I will go through the centers also because I think that will be a really nice effect. And as I go through, I just pull these the needles out, or the pins out that we're keeping everything in place. So we'll continue that, and I'll show you when I'm done. Seriously, look how adorable this is. I'm going to give you a view from up here. This is on a red tablecloth, and it's just beautiful. I'm going to give you a close up here. Now, these are the tie knots. And simply pulled through. Double strand of thread. I used a cotton thread and just pulled it straight through from this side to this side, and then just tied it. And they are just so, I just love the effect. I really love the effect. I wasn't sure, and now I'm thinking I might play around with putting the tie knots in the middle too. I kind of left it like that because I wanted the effect of the penny a little bit, or the yo-yo. So anyway, that is the heart, and I just love it. And it's okay to overlap. You see how I overlapped these? That's okay. That's creativity. You don't have to put them edge to edge. You don't have to do the whip stitch on the edge. It's traditional and it's lovely, but you can do your way. Okay, so here we go. I love it. Let me know what you come up with for a design. If it's a heart, pumpkin. I may do another one of these and do a pumpkin. So I did this fairly quickly. The pennies take a little bit to make, but not that long. Not too bad.